Alright, hello Year 12s. This is a little bit different, but I'm excited. I think this will be good. The purpose of this PowerPoint is basically just so that you guys have a record of my expectations during this time. It includes over the holidays, but also if we are moving to remote learning for some part of next term as well, it'll have hopefully the answers to some of your questions about how that will work. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to go through three kind of main ideas in this PowerPoint. First of all, what this is actually going to look like, how it's going to work, my expectations, and then the resources that we're going to use to actually do this as well. Alright, so what is the next few weeks going to look like? We're not going too far into the future. I just want you guys to have a bit of an understanding of how this is going to work just in the short term. Alright, so first of all, I really want to reiterate this idea that we are still working together. I am here to support you even though we're not going to be at school for at least a little while, particularly over the holidays, but we are still working as a team. So if we move to remote learning, I will be available during every scheduled period that we're meant to have. So if we have a period 1 class on a Monday, I will be there at 8:48 or whatever time it starts, ready for the class to begin, and I will be available for every English language period that we have for the entire week, just like normal. I'll explain later how that's actually going to work. If at any time you feel lost, you're not sure what you're meant to be doing, you are just so confused about the way that we're going to be doing it or anything, you just need to let me know. I will be able to help you. I guess I'm not expecting that this is going to run particularly smoothly, but if you just let me know when something does need to be done, something does need to be sorted out, we can make that happen. Alright, so in the next few weeks, you are meant to have a practice SAC this week, the final week of term 1. I am going to give it to you. I'm going to hand out copies of it on Monday in our class, hopefully. If not, it will definitely be available to you on the classroom from Monday, so you can do it at home. You need to handwrite the SAC, and you also need to time yourself. So you give yourself 2 periods, and don't forget the 10 minutes of reading time at the start. So put a timer on, put all of your books away, get out pen and paper, and do that practice SAC. Once it's done, please take some really clear photos, preferably like near a window or something so that there's a lot of natural light, and send the photos to me. I will be able to send back feedback, but I'm not going to mark any practice SACs that have been typed. That's really important. All right. So your SAC is meant to be in the first week of term 2. You need to keep going as though this is going to be happening. We don't know when we're coming back. We could very well be back for the first week of term 2. So you need to be prepared for that to happen, because if we are, we will be doing the SAC. All right. If we're not, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm not sure what will happen in that situation. I will let you know as soon as any kind of plan is formed. You'll also have holiday homework for this break like you would normally. I've printed it out for you. There's also a digital copy on the Google Classroom as well. That's going to be part of the booklet of work that we're handing out to you too. So there will be some tasks in that which will form your holiday homework. Our online classes will begin from Wednesday the 15th of April unless we're back at school. So this timetable of me being available to you you checking in online, that will all start happening from the 15th of April, because that would be the first day of classes if we were at school. Obviously, if we are back at school, disregard that. We'll just have class as usual. Alright, so my expectations, I just want to run you through what I'm expecting of you guys, both for the holidays and then also for the event of a school closure. So we'll start with the holidays. You need to be revising for the upcoming SAC, so it's going to be an informal spoken language text, and you'll need to do short answer and an analytical commentary. I will be putting together a video that goes through analytical commentary because we're not going to get to it this week, unfortunately. So please try not to stress about that. We have 3 weeks basically where we can work on this together, so please try not to stress. again, you need to let me know if you are struggling so we can go through it together. You need to be revising the meta language. I would also suggest that you complete past exam sections. So just look for past exams where they have had an informal spoken language text, and just do those sections of the exam as well in timed SAT conditions. You need to email me to ask me questions or to give me work to look at as well. Like I said before, you need to be doing the tasks marked holiday homework in your booklet of work, and you need to handwrite everything. Very, very important. Okay, so if there is a school closure, you need to be doing the following things. So you need to check in with me at the beginning of each lesson according to the normal school timetable. So like I said, if we have English period 1 on a Monday, at that time when we would be starting our class, period 1 on a Monday, you need to check in with me. I will explain how you're going to do that a little bit later. You need to complete the set amount of work for each week. So this includes activities from the booklet and watching the slides. There are also activities built into the slides, so you need to do those too. The narration will tell you when you need to stop and do those activities. That set amount of work for each week will be posted on the Google Classroom. So it'll have a list of tasks that you need to do for that week. You need to ask me questions both in the class discussions and privately in in small groups. So I'll explain how you're going to do that a little bit later. You do need to remember that for school closures, this is not a holiday. We will be operating class as closely to normal as we can. Obviously, this is in quite extreme circumstances, but it's really important to maintain that routine, not only for your academic life and for those reasons, but also because it is going to be such a big change from our normal lives so far. So it'll be really good for us to have that routine and have a group of people that are all checking in together at the same time each week. Okay, if we do have school closures, it's going to be a lot harder for me to see where you're up to and know how you're understanding everything, because I won't be able to do things like just walk around the room and chat to you as you're doing a task. I won't be able to see if you are, sitting there and you haven't started what you're meant to be doing yet. So it's really, really, really important that you understand that it's going to be on you to let me know when you're lost or when you're struggling, and it's going to be on you to ask me for help. That doesn't mean I won't be checking in on you at all, because I will be, but you're going to need to be really honest with me and say, hey, I actually don't understand this, or can we have a chat about this particular thing because I'm just not getting it. Whether that's a concept or a task, doesn't matter. You just need to really be honest with me about what it is that you would like help with. All right, so these are the resources that we're going to be using if there are school closures. So you need to actually physically have with you all three of your textbooks. So you need to have the blue, Burridge textbook, the orange Fox textbook, the meta language one, and the green Insight exam guide. You need to have all of those. You need to have a device which has a working microphone and a camera. If there's an issue with this, please just let me know. You can use your phone as well. So if you have a laptop that doesn't have a camera or whatever, you actually can use your phone for these things that I'm going to run through with you in a minute. So that could be a good backup. I wouldn't recommend it as a first choice, but yeah, it's an option. The booklet of tasks that we're going to give to you this week. And then obviously you need to take home and make sure you have pens, paper, any normal school resources that you would usually use. So if you usually use whiteout, make sure you have that. Take home your highlighters, all of those kinds of things. All right, so these are the programs we're going to use. Google Classroom, still going to be using that. That's all going ahead. That's going to probably be my mainstream of, you need to have done this by this date, that kind of thing. We're going to be also using Zoom instead of Google Meets as a way of video calling and having a chat that way. We're also going to be using Discord, which might take us a little bit of time to get used to, but I think this is going to be a really useful tool for us to have class discussions, both through text and also through our voices as well. And I'll explain a bit more how that's going to work later. And we're also going to be using YouTube. So this is what we're going to use each one of those things for. So Google Classroom, it'll be the normal distribution of classwork and general messages from me to the class. So it'll be things like me saying, make sure you have done up to this slide at the end of this week, or make sure that this task is submitted by this date. I'll also be using it for when I need to collect work from you. I'll be setting up assignments and that kind of thing, questions, just like we have been doing in class. So that's all pretty much going to be the same. Zoom is video chatting, so it's used basically for conference calls, video conference calls, but we're going to be using it in our class. So the idea behind this is that I can use it to talk to you one-on-one and actually have a face-to-face conversation. And I'm happy to do that with just you if you've got questions, or if you've been talking to some friends and there's, 5-6 of you who all have the same questions. We can all actually, it's kind of like FaceTiming together as a group. And we can actually have a conversation about it, which is just going to be a lot faster. It's going to make a lot more sense than emailing back and forth. All right, so Discord basically is, I'm still getting used to this one, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit, but basically it is a, like a thread, a text chat where we can have class discussions, and there's also voice options where we can have all of us kind of speaking, so it's sort of like a phone call. We're going to be using that for a couple of reasons. So class discussions, I'll be letting you know when that's happening. So that's why you need to come and do the roll call in the morning. So at the start of the period, you will get on Discord. I'll do the roll call. I'll see who's there. You guys will all go off and do your work. But I might say, okay, hello everyone. We've done the roll call. Now we're going to have a class discussion about this particular thing. So it's really important that you do turn up for roll call for two reasons. A, because you might miss a class discussion, and B, because that's how I'm going to be marking your attendance too, which we do still have to keep track of. All right, YouTube is going to be used for the distribution of the slides that I'm narrating for you, just like this one. So you are going to have a link to my YouTube channel. Yeah, basically it'll be videos like this that you watch that will be me talking over the slides and taking you through it. So you can literally like and subscribe to my channel. All right. That's basically what I just said, I think. So, so Google Classroom, I guess this is how it will actually look during the week, during each class. So I'll post on the Google Classroom letting you know which YouTube videos you need to watch, so basically what slides you need to do, and what tasks you need to do from the booklet of work for that week. During the times when we would normally have class, you need to log on to Discord at the beginning of the period and say hi, so I know you're there, I'll mark you off, it's all good. Then you spend the rest of the period probably doing individual work, so you'll be working through that week's content. Could be, depending on what you're up to, watching the slides through YouTube, doing tasks from the slides as they come up, or doing the booklet of work. You might also take that opportunity as a time to call me on Zoom and have a chat about something as well. Like I said before, might start a class discussion in Discord at any time, so you really do need to come and say hi. So that dot point is just about Zoom again. You can also just pop in and say hello if you are feeling a bit disconnected. That might be nice as well. I've already been through that. Okay, so anything that you do, any work you do, does need to be handwritten if you're sending it to me for feedback. If you're just sending it to me to say, yeah, okay, I've done this, I've done all of these tasks, and I'm just kind of ticking it off, that's fine. You can do it on your laptop like you would in class. When we do some activities in class, you can do it on your laptop. But if you want me to actually give you feedback on anything, you must handwrite it. I do have the technology to be able to write on it and send it back to you as a PDF, so it will work, but you need to do that. Just as a reminder, please be patient with me and with all of your teachers. We haven't done this before either, so it's going to be a little bit messy at the start for sure, but we are here to help and support you guys in any way that we can. You just need to reach out. You need to let us know that you're struggling with a task, or you're struggling with, being at home all the time, whatever it is. We are here to help you guys and to support you. So make sure you reach out to us. All right, this is the point where in class we will be asking any questions, but obviously if you do have any questions about any of these things, if you weren't here when we went through this in class, please email me or join Zoom and we can set up a video chat for us to go through some of this stuff. Good luck, you guys will be fine. Fingers crossed we won't have to use a lot of this stuff anyway because we'll be back at school. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful. See you guys.